Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to Utility Sports. Today, we are doing an NBA watch party for what will possibly be Russell Westbrook's history-setting triple-double. The Washington Wizards are visiting the Atlanta Hawks. In this matchup, Russ has a shot at 182, number 182, to pass Oscar Robertson, the Big O, for the most triple-doubles all-time. And wow, has Westbrook been phenomenal this season. Yet again, he's averaging 22 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 11.5 assists. This guy is a video game freak. You can't make it up. He doesn't get enough recognition for what he does around the league. He's one of the best passers in the NBA, one of the best rebounders, not even just for a guard, just in general. He's out-rebounding many big men this year. Yet again, he does it consistently, brings all the energy, all the effort every single time he's out on the floor. And he's a player I'm going to really miss once he is done playing. We'll see if he can get the triple-double tonight to give him number 182. And also, we'll see how many triple-doubles he can accrue throughout the rest of his career to see if he can really put some distance between himself, the Big O, and everyone else. Austin says this guy's a basketball wizard. Hilarious. Welcome to the stream, everyone that is watching. We're going to be doing our watch party here. The game is on NBA TV tonight. I do have NBA League Pass, so I had access to this game, even if it didn't get flexed to NBA TV. But of course, with the possibility of history, they did flex it. Bradley Beal is out tonight with his hamstring injury that he sustained in his 50-point night the other night. So it's going to be a lot of Russell Westbrook tonight for the Washington Wizards. We'll see if history can be set or not. I'm very, very excited to watch this game, and I'm hoping to get to see Russell Westbrook set history tonight with number 182. Again, crazy here. Let's pull up the list here real quick of the top performers in terms of triple doubles. Russell Westbrook, they're tied at number one with Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, all the way down at 138. There's a huge gap there between Russ, Oscar Robertson, and Magic. J. Kidd comes in fourth, LeBron at fifth. And LeBron, honestly, probably could be someone who, if he went out and tried to get a triple-double every night, probably could be someone who would have been up on this list. However, he finds himself fifth right now. Probably will pass J. Kidd at some point, my guess is, but we are not sure on that yet. Will Chamberlain had sixth, who absolutely freak of nature. Larry Bird at seventh, and there you see James Harden at eighth. One player to watch for this is Luka Doncic. He's already 11th all-time in triple-doubles, only in his third season. We'll see if he's able to get up this list as well. I expect him to finish somewhere around this Magic Johnson range. I just think it's a little freakish to expect him to get to Russell Westbrook status. The things Russ has done is absolutely incredible, especially in recent years. One quick thing to mention about Russell Westbrook. This year, he already has 35 triple-doubles. Of course, a shortened season. I believe he's only played about 58 games or so. So at this point, very, very, very ludicrous that he has this many triple-doubles this year in a shortened season, shortened offseason as well. Russell Westbrook, who played in the playoffs last year for the Rockets, still came out, has given it his all this season. Gotta love that. Gotta love the energy and effort he brings every single night. He's a player that's really growing on me the more time he's spent in the NBA, and I think that I'm going to miss him a lot. When he does call it quits, of course, that's not going to be for a while yet, at least I would hope. So Russell Westbrook's going to have a few more years to put some distance between himself and Oscar Robertson. But this viewing party today will be focused on the game between the Washington Wizards and the Atlanta Hawks. We'll also be counting Russ's stats as he goes about this game. Make sure you guys are putting comments in the stream too, just asking questions. We can just talk some normal NBA basketball as well. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be as focused on Russ throughout the game. I'll just be keeping track of his stats while we're watching, because this is, of course, one thing I want to see is how much Russ is going to play tonight, what he's going to do, and if he does, in fact, break the triple-double record. Very exciting game. Washington Wizards at the Atlanta Hawks. Like I said earlier, we will see exactly what we get at this point, but very, very fun for sure. At this point, I'm going to update our YouTube real quick and let everyone know that we are live at the moment with this. Live right now. Come join. Put this in the post here. Your YouTube videos. Let's put this in here. Select and post. All right. Hopefully we get some people stopping in for the live stream. Let's get everyone in here that we can. Welcome to the stream, everyone that is watching. Do appreciate you stopping in here. Russell Westbrook. Let's see if he can get another triple-double, and we'll see if the Washington Wizards can pull out the win tonight. Austin here says, didn't know you were a Curry fan. Yeah, I've got the whole setup right now with D'Angelo Russell here. Austin, I'm sure you'll also enjoy this one right here behind me. If I knew which way my rights and lefts were, there's that little piece. We got the Rondo, of course, right up here. Curry, Lillard, Morant, and Curry as well. D'Angelo Russell right behind me. Figured the stream setup would look pretty good. I got a whole bunch of Mavs jerseys. We got some Dirk Nowitzki's right here, some LeBron straight down center, and, of course, a little bit of that Luka Doncic love out on the corner. Very fun setup tonight. Also got a Harlem Globetrotters basketball to have during the stream. I don't know. Just in case we're just watching the game, maybe during halftime I'll do some stuff with that. I'm not really sure quite yet. But Russell Westbrook has 35 triple-doubles this season. We'll see exactly what he can pull off. If you guys are watching this afterward, make sure to subscribe to Utility Sports. We'd love to have you be a part of the crew here. Make sure you're not missing out on any of the content we post daily. Super awesome to have some of that support from you guys. And we'll see exactly what Russell Westbrook does tonight. Very, very excited to see how that goes for him and the Washington Wizards. Jay Anderson, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you in here, my guy. Game is just about to tip off here in a little bit. We're at commercial right now, but we are going to be tipping off very soon here. It was supposed to be a 7:30 Eastern time start. Of course, that's usually 10 minutes earlier than it actually ever tips, though, so we're probably coming up to the tip here pretty soon. Welcome to the stream, Jay Anderson. I'm certain I've seen your name around here before, but if I haven't, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more Utility Sports coverage. And let's get excited about this watch party here with the Washington Wizards. We will be having game volume once we're past the commercials, so do not worry about that at all. I am really looking forward to this game, getting to see history possibly be set by Russell Westbrook. Let me know in the comment section right now, will Russell Westbrook get the triple-double record tonight, or will he not? Oh, yeah, okay, Jay, you were here in NFL free agency. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I had remembered you from. That was a crazy day. We had hundreds of people in here, so thank you for bearing with me a little bit. I had thought I did, but I couldn't remember for sure. Sometimes it's a little difficult. Let me know what your favorite team is as well, Jay, for the NBA. I'd love to know. Maybe we could talk about them during the live stream a little bit. Of course, we'll just be watching the game and talking about Russell Westbrook, and we can talk about some other things too, some NBA stuff. All in all, so let me know who your guys' favorite teams are in the comments section. I'd love to talk about your favorite teams during the thing itself. Let me share here the link with Austin as well. Thank you, Austin, for reaching out like that. Let's get you in here. Here it comes. Oh, okay. So Jay Anderson is a Pistons fan. Very interesting here. Pistons, not the best team, not the most competitive team right now. But we actually have a mock draft coming out on the channel tomorrow morning at 11 Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. So you're going to want to check that out. The Pistons are selecting second overall in that mock draft based off the current standings. And I think you'll like who I have you guys going with at pick number 2. It's going to look pretty nice there in Detroit if that guy does fall to them at pick 2. My guess is he will be there. That's my thoughts. But we will see if he is available or not come draft day. A little bit of a toss-up between Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham right now to a lot of people. For me, you'll see in that video who I think is number 1. And Austin, welcome to the stream.
What's going on, Wizard?
Yeah, that's right. Austin called me an NBA Wizard earlier. Jay Anderson looks like he's excited for that NBA mock draft coming out tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, everyone that's in here right now watching the live stream. It does mean a lot having all your support. Me and Austin both really appreciate it. We have new merchandise actually up on the channel right now. Some mock draft Wizard stuff. That is kind of the MO here on the channel. A lot of mock draft Wizard things. So we're going to be actually displaying some of those to you a little bit later on the channel. So make sure you're staying tuned for that, for some other. It'll come out in a video form. I'll go through all the different stuff we have, all the different merchandise. Also, we do have memberships now available if that's something you're interested in. We just have one package right now called the Elites, but we might work on another one for the Wizards. That way everyone can be their own Wizard. And tonight we're watching the Washington Wizards, Austin. I want to know, will Russell Westbrook get his 182nd career triple-double tonight?
There's no question. Bradley Beal being out, I think Russell Westbrook is primed for it. You just know when he has an agenda for a triple-double, it's going to happen.
Right, and that's what he's had the last few weeks as well, recording a triple-double basically every single night the Wizards have been playing games. He has been phenomenal as of late, had that near 20-20-20 game again. I believe he had only 15 points that game. And here we go. We've got tip-off coming right here. Russell Westbrook is the topic of discussion. Austin, is the volume good for that?
Up a little more.
What are you looking for tonight? I would like to see the Wizards play without fouling. Atlanta's in the NBA free throw.
Hawks controlled the tip here, and they're running their offense now with Herter. Back to Trae Young. And Trae Young for two. We'll see here. Russell Westbrook has touched the ball now for the first time this game. We will see how the first possession goes for Washington. And one assist already for Russell Westbrook on a Hachimura mid-range jumper. Russell Westbrook has one assist at this point, comes in tonight with, of course, 181 career triple-doubles, and he's off to a good start getting an assist on their first possession offensively.
Gotta look at the counter down there. That's good. I think that's going to fill up pretty quick in this first quarter. Always comes out with a ton of energy.
I think so, too. I'd love to see him, start with a 5-5-5 type of quarter here. We'll see if he's able to get that done. Russell Westbrook dribbling with the ball, passes it to Hachimura. Hachimura misses the pull-up jumper here this time, though. We'll see if this Wizards team without Beal has enough firepower to get Russ those assists tonight. My guess is probably just with how much he's going to have the ball. And the Hawks start out hot 3 for 3 at this point. 6-2 is the score now for Atlanta. Russ again dominating the ball. That's what we're going to see all game long. Raul Neto misses his mid-range jumper.
Let me prompt you with this right now. As the current NBA standings sit, that the Wizards are on the outside looking in. They are the 9th seed in the East, but obviously the play-in will come into effect. So at this point, how do you feel about Washington's chances about actually getting in the playoff?
Okay, this is a little bit of a hot take right now. I'm going to bring it into you. With the way that the Wizards are playing, I think the Wizards do make the playoffs. What I think happens is right now the Celtics are the 7th seed. Jaylen Brown's out for the year. The Hornets are the 8th seed. So the Hornets will play the Celtics for the 7th seed. I think the Hornets and Gordon Hayward do beat the Boston Celtics, get the 7th seed, and I think that the Washington Wizards defeat the Boston Celtics for the 8th seed. I think that the Wizards will make the playoffs. I think the Boston Celtics are on the outside looking in without Jaylen Brown. We'll see if that is how that goes. That's obviously a big-time prediction here, but we will see. Jay Anderson here asks, who should win the MVP? Well, first of all, Nikola Jokic is going to win it. I do think that is a safe bet at this point that Jokic will be the MVP of the league, as Russell Westbrook grabs a rebound but loses out of bounds, so I'm not sure if they're going to count that as a rebound for him. We'll keep you updated on that. I think Jokic will win the MVP, but at the end of the day, I think it should be Luka Doncic, to be completely honest with you. Just looking at the Mavs, Kristaps Porzingis hasn't played like at all this year. He's been inconsistent when he has played. A lot of Mavs fans even wanted him traded. I think that was a little ridiculous. But all in all, I mean, he's really carried them to a 5 seed. And they're within striking distance of the 4 seed. If the Nuggets don't end well and the Mavericks do win out, there is a shot that the Mavs could even find themselves in the top half still of the Western Conference. That's insane to me. Austin, how about you? Who do you think should walk away with the MVP?
My MVP from day one was Luka Doncic. I do want to see here. So the Mavericks right now are sitting 4 games back of the Nuggets. I don't think they're going to catch the Nuggets, but very impressive that Luka has carried them to a 5 seed as it stands currently. So kind of looking at the standings as a whole, is there any surprises in the West? Any teams that you thought were going to be better that aren't?
Of course, the Lakers being down at 7. I mean, given their situation and circumstance, it's not surprising that they fell so far when LeBron missed time, because Anthony Davis just doesn't carry that team the way that everyone thinks he does. And of course, Anthony Davis did miss a lot of time too. So looking at their situation, it's not surprising, but before the year, no one would have thought, hey, they're a 7 seed. And I think Phoenix, I expected Chris Paul to help them a lot once they had acquired him, but to the tune of nearly being the 1 seed, still possibly could end the 1 seed. That is absolutely shocking to me. I just didn't think he would have that big of an impact. And DeAndre Ayton's really been the biggest beneficent of him playing, as we see Russ miss a layup right there. But yeah, Phoenix to me has been the big surprise in a positive way. How about you, Austin?
Yeah, I think Phoenix was my number one surprise in the West as a whole. Obviously, the Lakers as well. I kind of expected, I guess, the Warriors to be a little better than they have been. Obviously, Steph Curry's been absolutely phenomenal this season, but I thought they could have, climbed easily to that, 5-6 seed. Currently, they reside in the A seed, and they're almost locked in to be that A seed unless Memphis passes them. But
right, that is a surprise to me too. Steve Kerr, I think he's kind of dropped the bag a little bit the last 2 years in terms of what their production has been without Klay Thompson on the floor. They've obviously missed Kevin Durant since his departure. Quick update here on Russell Westbrook. He did grab his first rebound, and he also hit a three-pointer a few possessions ago, so he's got 3 1-1 at this point with 7:10 left to play in the first quarter. Very possible we still see that 5-5-5 type quarter, Austin. Yeah, and like you said, I think it's been very interesting out in the West this year. The Nuggets have been really good despite some recent injuries. The Jazz have been phenomenal all year long. I think a lot of people would look at them as a surprise too. I guess earlier in the year we probably would have been, they're the biggest surprise.
Yeah. I think it's just they've been up there for so long that you kind of forget that once upon a time we thought they were going to be like a 7 or 8 seed maybe going into this year. But now they're at the number one spot, obviously, which is just very, very shocking. It's been a weird season. I don't know if it's a lot of fatigue from some of these other playoff teams that had to go a little deeper last year. Also, I mean, if we look at the Jazz, last year to this year, hardly anything has changed from them in terms of a structural standpoint.
Right, you're looking at just an improvement in terms of the way they've been playing. Russell Westbrook tonight has recorded his 8,000th assist, just the 12th player in NBA history to do so, and now has a chance for a three-point play as well. Let's get the update on the bottom line here. He now has 5 points, finished an and one layup just seconds ago. Very good start for Russell Westbrook so far. Did miss a layup, but outside of that, it's starting to impact the game in all the ways we do expect him to do so. Austin, this brings me to a question I've been meaning to ask, and I think this is one of the harder questions, honestly, for myself to answer about where does Russell Westbrook rank all time?
Oh, that's kind of tough because, you look statistically, he's right there. He right. is, you could argue, greatest point guard of all time from a statistical standpoint. Absolutely. Because, he grabs rebounds like no other. It's insane for his size. How he grabs that many rebounds is beyond me. Obviously, just a total effort guy. But, he's an athletic freak on top of it. He's just a talented player as a whole. So it's kind of tough. I don't know how I would rank him in terms of, point guards all time. I don't know. I don't know because obviously you have Magic Johnson, who just he was a phenomenal player. Curry, Steph Curry should go down as the greatest point guard of all time. I think that's probably the consensus there between both of us. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts because I can't give a real judgment without the numbers in front of me, but just kind of thinking about it as a whole. He's for sure a top 10 point guard of all time. I don't think that there's a question in that.
Right, that's the way I have to look at it too, which is a real shift because early in his career, I honestly thought he was best suited to play shooting guard off the ball as an off-ball freak athletically, and he's really just growing as a player in a lot of ways, especially his playmaking and his ability to make his teammates better. That's something that from year 3 to 4 in his career, he really jumped, and once Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City, he accelerated so much as a player. I definitely think you're right that he has to be looked at as a top 10 point guard of all time. Statistically, he would be number one just with what he's done. He is on the verge of, I believe, year 5 in a row of averaging a triple-double, which is insane. We had seen that one time ever in history, and he's about to do it for, I believe, a 5th straight time. Absolutely incredible stuff from Russell Westbrook. For me, Scott Brooks said he was the best point guard of all time. Like you said, I don't see that. Steph Curry, just more talented of a player and changes the game a little bit more than I think Russell Westbrook does. But honestly, looking at it, I've got probably Curry 1, Westbrook 2, Magic Johnson 2. Then you get kind of into that range of maybe Isaiah Thomas, looking around a little bit too, maybe someone like Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. But, he's got to be right there with Jay Kidd and Nash in terms of what his actual impact is. And probably at this point, I'd even maybe look at him as the third best point guard of all time off the top of my head. I might be missing someone, possibly John Stockton. But I mean, Russell Westbrook does everything that these guys do and is the most athletic point guard of all time. As he misses a pull-up jumper there, he does have 5, 2, and 2 at this point. So let me update his numbers here. Austin, if you had to rank Russell Westbrook in the league right now, just in general, out of all players, where would you have him?
Ooh, Russell Westbrook, he's that borderline where he's at right now. I think he's a top 20 player. I don't know if I can put him top 15, but I think he probably ranges anywhere from like 16 to 20. Just thinking about it, yeah, I think that's probably where he's best suited. Obviously, I think he has the same issue where he just shoots too many threes at times.
Right.
Or just like if he just stuck to his game and didn't have these pull up threes or pull up middies. Sometimes his pull up middies set up a lot of what he can do around the rim too. So I guess you can't necessarily fault the efficiency of it. Which I mean, maybe he's not even that inefficient from the mid range, but I mean, it really when he is hitting those, it's free range to the basket.
Right. He is honestly becoming one of my favorite players to watch, just with the way he approaches the game in terms of always attacking. I feel like he gets a lot of flack for, pass statting and stuff, but I'm looking at some of the teams he's played with, the Oklahoma City Thunder, right after Kevin Durant left. Everyone says Steven Adams is this great rebounder. Sure, he's really good at boxing guys out, but it's not like we've ever seen Steven Adams sky for a rebound or explode off the block to go grab a ball. Russell Westbrook has been his team's best rebounder now for the past 5 seasons in a row, and he's a guy who, when he's putting in that effort like he does, as we see DeAndre Hunter check in now for the first time in 24 games for the Atlanta Hawks, with Russ on the bench now, we can just kind of focus on him a little bit more historically. He's carried teams to places that they didn't belong, especially the Oklahoma City Thunder post Kevin Durant. He is a special player, and I'm very happy that we've gotten to see him play during the prime of his career. Looking at it with our age, we missed out on some, Magic Johnson. We missed out on Michael Jordan a little bit, but what Russell Westbrook has been nothing short of special and spectacular. So I'm just very grateful to have had the opportunity to watch him as much as I have, and also get to see him for the next few years as Raul Neto hits a little mid-range jump shot right there. Austin, you asked me about the playoffs a little bit earlier with the Washington Wizards. I gave my bold take that they're going to actually take the Celtics spot out east. Do you see Washington making the postseason or no?
It's tough. I mean, I don't know how much I trust this team. I think obviously they're 7-3 in their last 10. So I mean, they've been playing very, very well down the stretch. Which, I mean, if we look historically, like when you're coming in hot like this, especially into what is now a play-in, like it's hard not to pick them. Let me kind of look at what the Celtics have been 4-6. Hornets have been 5-5. So obviously Washington right now coming off of 2 straight wins and could finish the season very strong. Let me kind of look at the remainder of their schedule. They conclude the season with obviously the Hawks tonight, the Hawks tonight, Hawks also on Wednesday, and then Cavs and Hornets. I think it's very possible that they make it. I think kind of looking at the schedule and then a play-in. I mean, I think Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in a play-in game, or in play-in games, is going to be very dangerous. I'm going to have them making it.
Right. Just like looking at, that matchup, especially you look at this team and you say, okay, obviously the struggle is going to be their front court a little bit. They just don't have that consistent front court play that, really good playoff teams have. But I think it's kind of an ideal.
Look at what they're going up against too. Like you look at the Hornets, you look at the Celtics. You're not concerned about that. So if your weakness is the front court, but theirs is also front court, so I think you're looking pretty good in that sense.
Right. It is a very positive matchup, and right now they are only 1 game back of Charlotte as well. So it is very possible, that game 72, the final game of the regular season, could actually impact if Washington has to play the Celtics right away, or if they have to win 2 games to make the playoffs. Obviously, a big advantage goes to the 7 and 8 seeds, getting 2 shots to make it, whereas the 9 and 10 seed have to win between themselves first in order to get in, just as an extra step in the way. So we'll keep up to date on the Wizards if they can make the playoffs or not. But even if they don't this year, you have to look at Russell Westbrook and his triple-double phenomenon. This isn't something that everyone can do. Otherwise, everyone would do it, especially with the success his team has had. Austin, I've got the statistic right here. In his 181 triple-doubles, they've won 136 of those games, 75% win percentage. That would be one of the best win percentages of all time for any player throughout their career. So, Austin, how valuable do you think Russ's triple-doubles really are to his team?
What I was going to mention is, I mean, these aren't just empty stats. I mean, him getting these hustle rebounds, getting second chance points that way. I mean, obviously it proves that you can win with that. It's not him just meaninglessly getting this in a blowout loss. I mean, they win when he has these triple doubles. So I think it means, that much more. I'm shocked that the number is that high. That's very, very impressive. But as a whole, I mean, it's very important for this team. But, I mean, looking at it, 75% win percentage, Russell Westbrook, super underrated amongst a lot of people. Obviously, people like to have the play on words of Westbrook, but it's incredible. Like, when you get to watch him live, he's one of the most impressive players I've ever seen live.
Right. I think so as well. Honestly, we were lucky enough to go to a Rockets game last year, and he just is something else to watch in person, actually. His explosiveness, the way he plays the game. I'm super glad you and I got to go to that game, actually, because of getting to see not only him, but also James Harden in person. I mean, it kind of puts a different perspective on the player once you really see them live, how much of an impact that they have on every single possession, how truly athletic he is. And he's a special player you had mentioned his size earlier. He's not only just a great rebounder for a point guard, he's arguably one of the best rebounders to ever play in the game. Just with his aggression, his will to go fight for rebounds. Crazy enough, for the last few years of his career, he's been averaging about 2 offensive rebounds per game, which is incredible. That's really good offensive rebounding center numbers, and he's doing that as a 6'3" point guard. It's pretty phenomenal all in all, seeing that type of success from Russell Westbrook as a player hitting the glass. It's something you can't replicate, really. And if you could, people would do it. They just don't. Austin, looking outside of just Russell Westbrook and the Wizards right now as we're at a commercial, what are some things that you're excited for just coming in the playoffs, and what's something to watch in your opinion?
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of look and see how the matchups are playing out. I think the thing I'm really excited about is a potential matchup that we could see of the 3 and 6 in the East, the Bucks and the Heat. Obviously, the Heat made the finals last year. Very impressive run. Was that luck? Was that because of the bubble? Who really knows at this point? The Heat have not played very well this year. But, I mean, if Giannis loses in the first round, like what is going to be the narrative heading into next season? It never really seems to affect him because as long as he's putting up his regular season numbers, people don't really care. But I'm kind of curious to see if that changes the narrative finally.
Right, losing in the first round would be a big shakeup. At least in years past, he's been making it to round 2, and then losing in round 1 would not be healthy for his relationship probably with Milwaukee, especially with how many assets they already have out the door from that Jrue Holiday trade. I've been very vocal here on the channel. I know you have been as well, Austin, about the Milwaukee Bucks, their situation, how much they paid for Jrue Holiday. At the end of the day, if they don't make it to at least a conference finals this year, you have to be looking at it and saying, is Giannis's time in Milwaukee going to close out sooner rather than later? I know he signed that extension, but there's going to be a wink-wink agreement there that says, hey, if I want out, you guys are going to trade me to where I want to go because of his no-trade clause there in that new deal. He's going to have the ability to move on if he wants to, kind of similar to what we saw Anthony Davis do with the Pelicans and Los Angeles Lakers. I think that there's a real shot that Giannis moves on from Milwaukee as soon as this offseason possibly, but more than likely the offseason following next year would be my guess at the soonest. Austin, what's your thoughts? Is Giannis going to be in Milwaukee for the long term?
It's kind of hard with how much he loves Milwaukee, but that's just, I don't know how many losing years it's going to take. I mean, if we look at Karl-Anthony Towns, we would have thought that he would have asked out by now, but he still hasn't. So that's kind of interesting part of that. But I think it's going to take 2 more full seasons, and then he's going to ask out.
Okay, so you've got a little bit longer of a timeline on him there. I think It'll be interesting, too. There's a lot to transpire. Very possible they can make the finals this year even, especially if the Nets aren't healthy or aren't clicking. I don't want to rule that out. The Milwaukee Bucks are a team I could see losing in round one or possibly going all the way to the finals. It just kind of depends on how Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are playing in the half court, honestly, for me. I've been skeptical of them. I thought that they should have made a move for James Harden instead of Drew Holiday. We saw James Harden get moved a few months later for almost the same amount of assets as Drew Holiday, especially draft pick compensation. Russell Westbrook here now is up to 8 points. Let's get that updated on the thing. So he is 80% of the way to a single double. We'll see if he can get the other statistics up. He's at 8, 2, and 2 right now. And there is an assist to Bertans. Who passed that to Bertans, Austin? I missed that.
Oh, I don't have the game.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Let's see here. So we got Ish. I don't know who. We'll get a stat update, I'm sure, if it was Russ. Russ is really hunting for the triple-double tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Watching him, he's really attacking the rim on the boards. But
he's going to will himself to it. So
the one thing is, like we were talking about earlier, it's not just empty numbers though. That possession, the Hawks did just score, but Russ did box out Clint Capella on it and probably would have grabbed the rebound if the ball was a missed shot. It wasn't, but at the end of the day, he's been very, very phenomenal. He has 4 straight triple doubles, 5th time this year that he's done that. That's insane in its own. There's a lot of players who wouldn't have 20 triple doubles in their career, let alone 20 in consecutive games at certain points of the year. Russell Westbrook just is magnificent at that. He's got the ball now on the short corner. DeAndre Hunter, he attacks, quick first step pass there and a missed layup for the Washington Wizards. Russell Westbrook had a shot at assist number 3, but does not get it here at this point. Austin, if you could, real quick, just talk more about the Wizards in general, kind of what you think of their season and why they started out so cold.
Well, I think that the big issue with the Washington Wizards was that they had 2 ball dominant guards, which that does not always necessarily gel. So as people know, it doesn't. That's why LeBron and AD work so well together, because LeBron's going to dominate the ball. AD's going to either catch and shoot or catch and post up. He's not going to handle the rock. So at this point, the Wizards had a power struggle initially. The fit was not phenomenal. Obviously, Bradley Beal score first mentality. Russell Westbrook also just needed to have the ball in his hands. So when you look at it like that, the flow of an offense can get very stagnant. I think that we see teams that don't move the ball a ton. The Wizards don't necessarily move the ball a ton, but it's more kind of that ISO attack and kick. I think that's where some of those issues were lying. Plus, they don't have those big men to really go out of the pick and roll with. So I think that played a big factor into the early season struggles of them. Those 2 ball dominant guards trying to figure out the rhythm of the offense, and I think that's kind of where the issues were lying.
Right, I think so as well. And you're also looking at a pretty weak front court. You had mentioned the inability to have guys rolling. Robin Lopez, rather. More known for his little jump hook off the block more than anything. That just doesn't really fit as well with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, in my opinion. They did address that, bringing in Daniel Gafford. He's been a really nice addition into that defensive unit, adding some rim protection, especially after Thomas Bryant got injured early on. They just, the odds were stacked against them. They were a team that really needed Russell and Beal to connect right away. It didn't click immediately, like you mentioned. They really started out the year terribly. We were looking at them as a possible top 3, top 5 pick in the draft this year. But instead now at this point, they are going to be a very likely playoff team, possibly can slip in. Otherwise, they're going to be picking the back end of the lottery. And they just turned it around, and a big reason why is Russell Westbrook himself. I'm excited to see if he does get to where he needs to. At this point, he has 10 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. So we are nearing at the end of the first quarter here. He's already got a single-double, and he's going to have an opportunity in quarters 2 and 3 to really attack the glass and probably hunt some assists as well, as my guess here tonight. I think he's going to want to try and get the number out of the way, get that triple-double, and then also try and help his team win, of course, in the process. We'll see if he is able to do that. as we go. Welcome everyone to the stream as well. Comment your favorite team below. We're also just taking some questions about your favorite team, especially during commercial breaks. We'll talk more and more about some other things around the NBA. We have an NBA mock draft coming out tomorrow on the channel, tomorrow morning, 11 Central Standard Time. So you guys are going to want to check in on that as well. It's a full first round. All 30 teams are in it. So make sure to go check that out tomorrow morning. Also, subscribe to Utility Sports if you guys are new. We've got some new merchandise as well. Link in the description for that. A whole bunch of fun stuff. Austin, what is one thing you're most excited about for the Clippers playoffs?
Oh, I think a possible redemption story if the Mavericks somehow pass the Nuggets. Well, actually, no, they would still play each other. So I guess we wouldn't be seeing the Nuggets Clippers really at any point. But I mean, just the overall redemption story of them getting to the Western Conference Finals, I think that they can do it this year. They had some massive struggles against the Knicks. Kawhi Leonard was absolutely brutal to watch. Careless turnovers. His mid-ranger was just off. Julius Randle kind of gave them some fits. I know a lot of people now are going to think Julius Randle's a top 10 player in the league. That's just not true. I'm gonna debunk that right now. I'm really tired of hearing that. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about the Knicks real quick. People are really, really high on the New York Knicks, and they think they're going to the finals. So I can't wait to see them get squashed in the playoffs.
Right, yeah, their potential matchup will be the Atlanta Hawks. I think the Hawks, you have to look at them as probably the favorite in that series just from a talent standpoint. Now, the Knicks this year, they did find their identity. They played pretty gritty for Tom Thibodeau, but I just, at the end of the day, don't think that they're going to have enough to beat the Atlanta Hawks as Russ pulls up for a deep three, misses that one there. But all in all, for the playoffs, I think the Clippers are going to be a very interesting team to watch. I still think that they're arguably the best team. Russ skies for a rebound here, grabs his third of the game. Austin, would you rather face the Utah Jazz, who are currently the 1 seed, or the Phoenix Suns, who are currently the 2 seed?
I'd rather face – that's kind of tough because the one thing about the Jazz is that they have Rudy Gobert, who's an elite rim protector. Now, my counter to that is the Clippers are a perimeter-centric team. They shoot the three ball a lot, and they shoot it well. So I think you'd feel okay with that. But, I mean, some of that is set up by the ability to get to the basket. You know, Paul George really getting into his pick-and-roll bag and kicking it for a three. That's primarily how you'll see some of the offense go with the Clippers. They've done a much better job this year under Ty Lue moving the ball. You'll see it's not necessarily stopped by Marcus Morris in a face-up mid-range like we were seeing last year. I think that's more that is more along the lines of when there's 3 seconds on the shot clock, he will take that. He's moving the ball. The entire team is moving the ball better. We are seeing a more consistent dose of Luke Kennard, who is really starting to come into his own finally, starting to find his role with the Clippers. So I guess long-winded answer to that, I would rather face the Nuggets. I'm nervous that the Suns are just so good all around. Also, like, Bridges is a phenomenal defender. Not to say that I wouldn't take Kawhi versus Bridges in that matchup, but he's just such a good defender. Could give Paul George and Kawhi some issues in the playoffs. So I believe I would want to play the Jazz, and I think the Clippers would beat the Jazz in the playoff series. I think they'd beat them both, but I would rather face the Jazz.
Yeah, I think that would be my answer as well. To be honest, looking at my Mavericks, I've been trying to avoid both the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers. Those are the two teams I don't want to play, just because Chris Paul has consistently been the Mavericks killer since he got into the league, and that's not any cap. I mean, every time we face a Chris Paul-led team, we're probably losing. Chris Paul just destroys us in the mid-range area very consistently, so we'll see. At this point, the Mavericks would be slated to play the Nuggets and then the Jazz. That's my dream scenario. I think the Mavericks could even make the Western Conference Finals potentially against an injured Nuggets team. I think it's possible we beat them. And also, I think it's possible we could beat the Utah Jazz. I think that you guys would have to be looked at as the favorite to beat Phoenix just with your roster set up. I think that, having Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, you're going to be able to throw multiple wing defenders at Devin Booker. And I think Patrick Beverley, that'll be one of the most fun first round series to watch, is if you guys are up against Phoenix, a little bit of Beverley versus Chris Paul. Of course, Paul known to have a little bit of a quick trigger. get upset pretty quickly. Beverly's going to get under his skin probably by the end of game 1. So games 2 through 6 or 7 in that series are going to be really, really magnificent to watch. Just a little bit of that jockeying back and forth. And another thing, too, I just thought of, Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul have beef from about 10 years ago still. So Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul in that series, oh my gosh. No matter what Clippers point guard's in the game, Chris Paul's going to be not happy about it. So it'll be interesting to see.
And Paul George, too. Like,
yeah.
He has beef with Booker and Chris Paul. So
it's a bummer Kelly Oubre is still not in Phoenix. Otherwise, there would be some more beef in that series as well. The Clippers.
Okay, let me prompt you with this real quick. Just we're talking about the people not liking the Clippers as a whole. How would you compare? Are the Clippers the modern day Pistons?
Ooh, I don't know if they're at that level yet. Now, if I don't know,
I'm not necessarily saying they're as dirty, but I'm just saying from a league-wide hatred, I think that they're the most hated team in the league, and I don't even know if it's close.
Yeah, like the Nets this year have taken a little bit of that heat off of them, of course, after acquiring James Harden. But I don't think you're wrong, really, with being probably the most hated team in the league still. I think the media really doesn't like the Clippers because it takes away from the LeBron narrative, which is everything. Daniel Gafford here gets a block on Clint Capella. But of course, the media doesn't like the Los Angeles Clippers. That's led by Nick Wright, who is the biggest LeBron James fan of all time. And looking at it too, we're really close. Say somehow that the Lakers make it to the Western Conference Finals, still out of that 7th seed, and they end up facing, possibly. If the Lakers end up facing the Clippers. And then there's a little bit of shenanigans between like Marcus Morris and Beverly with LeBron in a playoff series. I mean, the Clippers are not only going to be the most hated team in the league, they're going to be the most hated team ever in their own home city of Los Angeles there. So it'll be a little bit of an interesting.
That is kind of weird to think about that. Like being the most hated team in your own city, that's just mind-boggling. That's never happened in sports.
Right. Yeah, that would be like if Dallas or Atlanta hated the Mavericks or Hawks more than any other team. That just isn't actually what happens. John Collins with a filthy poster on Davis Bertans there off a Trae Young alley-oop. He's a fun free agent name to watch this offseason. I think he's going to get the bag somewhere. Austin, do you think that John Collins is going to end up back in Atlanta, or will he land somewhere else?
That's a good question. You would think Atlanta would want to bring him back, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he's going to. Okay, I'm going to say it depends on how the playoffs go. Because if they win in the first round, I think there's a good chance that they convince him that we're going to run this back, we're going to get a couple more pieces, and then we're going to go. So, and I think they can win their first round matchup. So I'm going to go with that he stays.
Okay, interesting. See, I'm interested to see how much value they really have on him. I think he's going to get a max somewhere, to be completely honest, just looking at his position, his athleticism, and some of the numbers he's put up over the last couple of years. I think some teams going to max him out. 2 teams to watch would be either the San Antonio Spurs or Dallas Mavericks, in my opinion. I really like the Spurs fit in a lot of different ways, just trying to bring in an athletic 4-man next to Jakob Poeltl who can really protect the rim. I think that makes a lot of sense there, but we'll see if the Atlanta Hawks are willing to go on the max for him because of their recent moves that they made. Obviously, bringing in Bogdanovic for $18 million a year, Danilo Gallinari north of $20 million a year. They've got a lot of money committed. Trae Young's going to be due a contract extension, not this offseason, but the next. So they're going to have to roll out a lot of money. Of course, they got Clint Capella on the deal. He signed with the Houston Rockets. They're spending a lot of money right now. That's my only concern is, are they willing to go do the max for John Collins? I guess maybe I'm trying to project that he will get a max. Maybe he won't. But that's my only concern. But I do think ultimately he probably will be back with Atlanta as well, especially if they do win their first round playoff series, which is what I would expect. Austin, looking at some of the standings right now too, what is one first round series that you think is must watch?
Let me go ahead and take a look at the standings to confirm I have all of them in front of me. I think for me personally, I think as it sits currently, I think a must-watch is the Mavericks Nuggets. I think you have 2 international superstars going at it. Obviously, everybody seems to love the Nuggets. And I think the Mavericks are gonna have some heat too, just because all of a sudden the Nuggets are America's team for some reason, and then Luka Doncic's reputation has kind of gone down in terms of what the media thinks of him. He had the incident with the other night. Was that last night that he hit? Yep. Who did he hit? Ja there?
He hit Sexton, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it was Sexton. Yep. So I saw that, and to me, it wasn't like that. Did not seem at all intentional.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing for me is I didn't think it was intentional. He cleared that up after saying it wasn't intentional either. But at the end of the day, I do think he did deserve that ejection. With the way it looked.
How it happened, right?
Mav's Twitter was like freaking out about that. I'm like, guys, you have to realize if someone hit Luka Doncic like that, you'd probably be screaming for them to never play another NBA game ever. So,
exactly. So I think that maybe the Mavericks are going to start getting a reputation too. I don't think obviously not nearly to the extent of the Clippers, but I don't know. Maybe that's David versus Goliath thing because people love the almighty Nuggets.
Yeah, they do quite a bit. Nikola Jokic, I swear, is one of the media's favorite players. That's why I think he's going to win the MVP award this year. And don't get me wrong, he's been phenomenal all season long. He really has been. But looking at most valuable, it's hard for me to say it's not like Luka Doncic, even Russell Westbrook with the way he's been playing. I know he's not going to get it. He shouldn't be in that conversation, even probably just with their record. But he does everything for that team. Also, Steph Curry's been phenomenal. I just think that, people decided, especially the media members, decided about 20 games ago that it was going to be Nikola Jokic without really letting the rest of the season play out. I mean, Steph Curry the last month and a half has been averaging, I think, 38 points a game and is going to run away with the league lead in scoring, which is phenomenal. And it's just absolutely crazy. He has to do it every night, and he's the only guy who really is a half-court threat on that team, in my opinion. Even Andrew Wiggins, who's a nice half-court player, doesn't nearly bring that level of danger to a defense like Steph Curry does. So it's really just a lot of him at this point. But we're seeing Russell Westbrook now has 10-4-4 with 5:51 left to play in the half. Very possible we could see him around that 10-7-7 mark going into halftime. At that point, I feel like it would almost be a guarantee he's going to get that triple-double. We'll see exactly how this half finishes up. Austin, taking a look at the standings here, I'm going to give you a couple seeds based on the current. Obviously, this is a subject to change with the play-in and everything. But right now, the Jazz would play the Warriors in round one. Who do you have winning the series?
I have the Utah Jazz winning that series. I think Steph Curry has to play perfect for that to be a Warriors victory in the series. But I have Utah winning that first one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that would be a very entertaining series still, though. I think Curry would put a lot of pressure on that Jazz defense, but I'm not sure exactly if they have enough. I think this is assist number 6 now for Russell Westbrook, back-to-back possessions with assists. So he's at 10-6-4 now with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Moving on to the next series in the West, Austin, we got Suns-Lakers. Do the Suns walk out of there, or do the reigning champion Lakers upset the number 2 Phoenix Suns?
I think the Lakers come out with that one. It really depends, I guess, on LeBron's health and Anthony Davis's health, because if one of them's not playing, the Suns are going to win that series.
Right, that's how I feel about it as well. And this would be crazy because it would be the first time in LeBron James's career that he would have lost in the first round if he does not get out of the first round this year. Of course, him missing times really hurt the Lakers. They were up in the top half of the Western Conference standings. Now they've dropped down to 7 because of his injury. John Collins scored his 3,900th career point, and he's 4 rebounds away from 2,000. Interesting little side note there. Then we move on to the series you talked about earlier, Clippers versus Trailblazers at this point, the 3 versus 6. I think we both believe the Clippers win that one pretty handedly. And then Nuggets-Mavericks, Austin, you were just talking about them. Do the Nuggets beat the Mavericks despite being shorthanded, or is it too much for Denver?
It's too much for Denver. You have arguably the best player in the world in Luka Doncic going up against Jokic, and I think that the Mavericks are just they're a healthy Kristaps Porzingis away from really making a deep run. Hopefully Porzingis can be healthy during the playoffs, and I think they come out with a victory. Hopefully Tim Hardaway, just plays to his role, and hopefully Josh Richardson doesn't shoot the ball, period. That's the best hope for them to win that series.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned Tim Hardaway Jr. He's been balling out as of late. He's been a big part of the Mavs' recent surge. Also, Dwight Powell's really picked up his play as Russell Westbrook grabs another rebound right there. Let's update the tracker here. He's now at 10, 6, and 5 here as we are at 4 minutes left in the half. So he's been playing very well. But all in all, you had mentioned Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm glad you mentioned that. He's been playing well. And I think, honestly, a big key in that series against as we have another Russell Westbrook assist. Sorry, Austin. That's his 7th assist. He has just been doing everything the last minute and a half here, so it's been hard to keep up with. He's got 10, 5, and 7 now at this point. Back to the Mavericks here. The key thing in that series is what teams have been doing a lot against the Mavericks is really hedging high on the Luka Doncic pick and roll. And Nikola Jokic's greatest weakness is his mobility out in space defensively. Assuming he's the player who's put on Dwight Powell defensively to start that series, I don't really see a way that the Nuggets can throw enough perimeter defense at Luka Doncic while Nikola Jokic has to help on the pick and roll to contain someone like Dwight Powell, honestly, as a roller. I know that sounds a little crazy to say that Dwight Powell is going to be a key player in that series, but I honestly think he will be with his rolling ability. And I also think Maxi Kleber is going to be a really key player as well with his ability to stretch the floor in the pick and pop. And I just don't see the Nuggets having an answer for Luka because they're going to have to throw so much attention at him that his passing is ultimately going to be what wins that series for the Dallas Mavericks, assuming that they stay at the 5 seed and that the Nuggets stay at the 4 seed. Still a fluid situation right now. The Nuggets are only 1 game back of the Clippers. The Mavericks are only 1 game ahead of the Blazers. So it is possible that we see some shifts yet. But for me, as a Mavericks fan, I've been hoping and praying we get to face the Denver Nuggets even when Jamal Murray was healthy. I wasn't as concerned about it with Murray out. That is for sure the matchup I want in round 1. And I want to see the Jazz in round 2. I think the Mavericks could be poised for a Western Conference Finals appearance in just Luka's 3rd season in the NBA. That's what I feel. I'm not sure exactly if you feel as strongly about those 2 matchups, but I think the Nuggets just won't be able to deal with Luka Doncic.
I'm pretty confident, and to be quite honest, I'm pretty confident that they would win both of those matchups. And I'm just trying to think about, Rudy Gobert is going to be a tough matchup for, obviously Luka's not going to be able to get to the rack and be effective that way. So that, but he does, the nice thing about Luka is he has those floaters to be able to put up before getting to the rim. So he's going to have to kind of adjust his game a little bit and add a little bit more of that into his arsenal. But I think that they come out of that with another series victory as well. But who knows? There's a little bit left in the season, and the standings could kind of flip a little bit, and we could see Clippers Mavericks too.
Yeah, my biggest concern going into the playoffs is seeing a lot of zone defense. If Mike Malone does decide to go to it, I think Quinn Snyder would probably go to it because I think he's a little bit more of a creative coach than Mike Malone. In utilizing a zone defense, putting Rudy Gobert into the center and just saying, okay, you can run your pick and rolls. We're not going to bring Rudy Gobert up on this. We're just going to tell our guard to go over the top of every screen, chase Luka from behind, and say if you're going to hit a bunch of mid-range pull-ups, which is what Luka's really added into his game this year, then that's what we're going to have to live with. Otherwise, I think the Mavericks are going to run both of those series just with the lack of mobility from the other team's centers. But zone defense could be that question mark. You mentioned the rim protection. That's my biggest reason why we're back to the game here now. 3:29 left in the half. Wizards are up by 4 on top of Atlanta. Russell Westbrook having a very productive game so far, 10, 7, and 5 at this point, and he's walking the ball up now after a Trae Young floater brings it within 2. Little Hachimura jump shot misses. Daniel Gafford on the offensive boards, though. Throws it off of Bogdanovic and stays with Washington. Good hustle play there. Moving to the Eastern Conference, Austin. Right now, the 1 versus 8 would be Sixers Hornets. I don't think we have to probably talk too much about that, who walks away with that series. Embiid's just been a different beast this year. I don't see a way that the Hornets front court really handles Embiid. Looking at the 2 versus 7, it's Nets versus Celtics. We already obviously know how that is going to end too. The Brooklyn Nets probably one of the favorites to come away with the title. Hachimura hits a 3. That is another Russell Westbrook assist. His 8th assist of the game already.
He's been on fire.
Which is absolutely insane. Daniel Gafford's been really big for the Wizards since they got him. And okay, now we get into those more complicated series. You had mentioned earlier, Russell Westbrook rebound right there. Milwaukee Bucks versus Miami Heat. Austin, who walks away with that?
I mean, you would think the Milwaukee Bucks could come away with that, but it's hard not to rule out the Heat. So I'm still going to rock with the Bucks with this. I think they're going to take care of business in round one, but that could be an upset alert.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that we see Russell Westbrook put in a bank shot here off the elbow. He's very well known for hitting that shot, his 12th point of the night at this point. But I agree with you there. Bucks probably pull that out. And then the interesting series in the East of round one is the Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. We were talking about that a little bit earlier at the top of the show. I feel like it's the Atlanta Hawks coming out, but the Knicks have been playing really well. Julius Randle's been playing well. Austin, is there a chance the Knicks win that series, or are you all in on Atlanta like I am?
I think there's a chance that the Knicks win it, but I'm pretty confident that Atlanta can move through them. I mean, it takes an off night from Julius Randle to really kind of hinder that team because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's a team led by Randle and Derrick Rose. I feel a lot more confident in Trae Young and John Collins combination. Obviously, Clint Capella. Hopefully, Clint Capella can, really kind of stop Julius Randle. But, I mean, he's not obviously going to stop him. But overall, I like Atlanta's team more. I think they have more depth. I think they just have a better overall lineup.
Right. You're looking at Clint Capella probably being a key part of that series, holding down the paint. My question is, who do you throw at Julius Randle on the perimeter for Atlanta? Because you're looking at John Collins probably not being an ideal matchup. He's a little bit too small. Julius Randle plays very physically. And therefore, you probably don't want to throw Danilo Gallinari or Bogdan Bogdanovic at him either. I think DeAndre Hunter probably becomes that obvious answer, but he's just coming off of injury now. Austin, is DeAndre Hunter the clear matchup for him? And how do you feel about that going into that series?
It's got to be DeAndre Hunter. There's no other answer to it. I don't think that they have any other perimeter defender that is capable of doing it. So I'm not super confident in their ability to really hold him on the perimeter. You're just going to have to hope that Randall's missing some of those shots.
Right, and that's been a big difference here now for Julius Randle this year. He's hitting a lot of perimeter shots, which I just don't know if I see that holding true for the rest of his career. But Russ, quick update here, just got his 9th assist on an inbound pass. Very phenomenal pass. I don't know how he found that angle to Gafford there. But we see Russ now with 12, 9, and 5 ahead of halftime here. Austin, thoughts on Russell Westbrook so far?
Well, granted that I cannot see the game right now, but having that 12 and 9 so far is really, really incredible. He's got 5 rebounds in addition. That's where I guess now the concern is he going to get those 5 rebounds? Probably. I think down the stretch of the game, he's going to exhaust all energy to get those, and they're going to win the basketball game too. I know Russell Westbrook's going to absolutely will them to this victory, and I am shocked that he has 9 assists already in the first half.
Yeah, really. He has been throwing some absolute dimes as well. Clint Capella has been eating on the glass for Atlanta. That is the concern for me right now too. Is Russ going to be able to out-rebound Clint Capella, who does rank number 1 in the Eastern Conference in rebounding coming into tonight? He's been a beast on the boards all year long. That's obviously what he was known for in Houston as well. Russ passes to Howell Neto here. Neto misses the layup though, or not the layup, the three-pointer would have been Russ's 10th assist of the night. Now we're down to 15 seconds left in the half. Washington has a 1-point lead, 62-61 here in Atlanta. 10 seconds left. Russ is looking up at the shot clock here. Bogdanovic out on him. We're bringing up Howell Neto for a screen to get Trae Young on him, and a foul to give here by Bogdanovic with 3.5 to play as we near the end of the quarter. We'll see. Right now, I'm just getting a lot of flashbacks to Russell Westbrook's 42nd triple-double in his MVP season when he hit the half-court shot over the Denver Nuggets. That was an incredible. That's one of the best plays I've ever seen, honestly, one of the best games I've ever watched. And I'm just kind of getting shades of that right now with Russell Westbrook. Honestly, what a special player. I'm going to be sad when he's gone. Austin, I know you had liked him quite a bit when he was in Oklahoma City earlier on in his career. And here he goes. tipped out of bounds. 0.4 to play now. At this point, doesn't look like Washington's going to get something here unless it's a lob over the top. We'll see what Russ throws in here. He is inbounding. And nothing to go there at this point, but there is a clock malfunction. Russ threw the inbound pass. It hit the rim, and they ran the clock without it touching anyone. But yes, Matt Morano, what you're saying, look at Russ, man, so inspirational. It really is. A lot of what he does is all energy, effort, and it's really fun to watch for me, honestly. Just looking at what his build is, he just puts in so much hustle on the floor. And he's really, really progressed as a player himself, so it's been a lot of fun to see. Here we're at halftime now, so we are going to put the stream on a little bit of a break here at this point. We will come back to you guys. So far, Russell Westbrook at 12, 9, and 5 in the first half. Been absolutely magnificent. We'll see exactly how he comes out in half two. Needs 1 more assist and 5 more rebounds to become the triple-double king. I expect him to get it tonight. So does Austin. We'll see exactly if he's able to in half two here as we're getting his final inbound pass, and it was just batted away. Nothing going on there. Thanks again, guys, so much for tuning in to this point. Quick break for the stream, and we'll come back to you guys when the second half starts. All right, everyone, and we're back here with the start of the third quarter. 11 minutes to play here in the third. Possession one, the Wizards did not score, did not get an assist or anything for Russ. There was a missed attempt by a Washington Wizard after Russ passed him the ball. As I came back down for the stream here, John Collins playing very well tonight, has 18 points, 8 of 9 from the field. Russ in attack mode here. Takes and makes an extremely tough shot there. Very impressive shot there by Russ. That is his 14th point of the night. Let's go ahead and update the stream here for you guys. John Collins with his second miss of the game. Got his own offensive rebound, though. Raul Neto up on Trae Young at this point. Hachimura secures the board there. Russell Westbrook now pushing the pace a little bit here. We'll see. Russ does not get his 10th assist and does not get the offensive rebound there. A missed shot from Alex Len at the center position. Trae Young pull up. No good. Raul Neto with the defensive board, rather. We'll see. He attacks in transition. Good little drop-off pass to Alex Len. Nice little up and under move from Alex Len. Not what I was expecting there from the big man for the Washington Wizards. 66-67 is the score here. Leave some comments in the comments section who your favorite team is. We can do a little bit of talking about them as well during this live stream. Just a reminder here, Russell Westbrook has 181 career triple-doubles, the exact same amount as Oscar Robertson. He is trying to pass the Big O tonight. And I want to know, will Russell Westbrook tonight break the triple-double record in this game? I think he probably will. We'll see what some of the comments say as well, if you guys think. And also, if you are new, hit that subscribe button to Utility Sports. It would mean a lot to have some of your support here. It'd be absolutely awesome to see you guys' support. We have a couple comments saying yes, that they think Russ will break the triple-double record tonight. And when he records a triple-double in his career, his team wins 75% of the time. Right now, Washington is down by 3, but we'll see if Russell Westbrook can get the triple-double in a winning effort possibly tonight for the Washington Wizards. They need every single win they can get. They're one game back of the Charlotte Hornets for the 8th seed right now. We'll see if they can find themselves in the playoffs this year. Raul Neto finds it. Neto does not shoot the three, gets to the rim, and that is assist number 10 for Russell Westbrook. He has a double-double now at this point, 14 points and 10 assists. We'll just see if he can get the rebounds. That's all we need. 5 rebounds for Russell Westbrook with 9 minutes left in the third quarter here. My guess is he probably will get there. Let me know what you guys think, if he'll make it or not, if he will get his triple-double that he badly needs. I'm hoping to see yes. I'm hoping he does get there, but we'll see exactly if he's able to secure his 182nd career triple-double. It would be absolutely awesome if we could see him. Taking a look here at the list of some of the top guys. Russell Westbrook ranks first, tied for first with Oscar Robertson, of course, both having 181 coming into the night. Magic Johnson is third all-time with 138 career triple-doubles. Jason Kidd, 107 career. LeBron James, one away from his 100th career triple-double. Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Harden, Nikola Jokic already 9th on this list. Pat Lever at 10 with 43. And Luka Doncic, already 11th in only his third career season, has 35. We'll see if they're able to get there or not at this point. But at this point, we're looking at Russell Westbrook being the leader all-time player in triple-doubles. My guess is he does break it tonight. He's only 5 rebounds away from becoming the all-time leader in triple-doubles in NBA history. This will be record-setting. This will be awesome to get to watch live here if it happens. Russell Westbrook here passes to Hachimura. Hachimura does not get anything to go. Passes back out to Russ. Russ now attacking out of the pick and roll. Takes a pull-up 3 and rims it in. We get a triple from Russell Westbrook. His 17th points of the night. Very, very good game so far from Russell Westbrook. Has 17, 10, and 5 with just over 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The big question is, will he be able to get enough rebounds? Clint Capella has been a real stalwart on the glass so far. 33rd straight game with a double-double. That leads the NBA. And it's also a career high for Russell Westbrook. That is insane. I don't even know how many career double-doubles he has, but I'm sure it's an insane amount. I'm sure he's come up quite a few times, a little bit short of a triple-double. But 33 straight double-doubles is absolutely insane. Trae Young gets a tough runner to go. 75-71 now, Atlanta in the lead here over Washington. Russell Westbrook with the ball now at the logo, attacking in the pick and roll again. Goes straight at John Collins, does not get it to go. Looking for a foul, nothing called. And Bogdanovich with a pull-up three and gets it to go. Hawks now up by 7, timeout Washington. Crazy turn of events there. Washington on a nice little 5-0 run after the Russell Westbrook pull-up three a few possessions ago. Hawks leading the Wizards by 7 with 7.5 to play in the third quarter. Real quick, let me know in the comments below what team you are a fan of. We could do a little bit of talking about them. Let's talk a little bit about my Dallas Mavericks as well. I'm a big-time Mavs fan. Right now, we're 5th in the Western Conference. We've been playing very well as of late. Our last 3 losses have all gone to the Sacramento Kings, surprisingly. I believe during that stretch, we are about 10-3 over our last 13. I know we're 8-2 in our last 10. Very good season as of late by the Dallas Mavericks. Tim Hardaway Jr. has really picked up his performance. In a lot of ways, he's been a big reason why the Mavs have been winning. Kristaps Porzingis has been missing time. We'll see if he's able to come back healthy. Prediction for him is that he will be able to play one of the last 2 games of the year for the Dallas Mavericks as they try to cement themselves as a playoff team. And they're going to need him come playoff time to deal with the Denver Nuggets. They're going to need his size and his rim protection against Nikola Jokic. Also, they're going to need his offensive presence as a shooter in order to upset Denver, who is the current matchup. Now, very possible we could end up seeing the Clippers. It's very possible we could fall to the 6th seed and end up getting supplanted by the Portland Trailblazers and still facing the Denver Nuggets, because the Nuggets right now are only a game back of Los Angeles, but they are also we're only a game ahead of the Portland Trailblazers. And I think Luka Doncic has to be looked at as one of the best players in the NBA at this point, arguably the best player in the NBA. I think it's safe to say that now with how he's performed this year. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And I think that if you look at this team, and if we had a little bit more production from Kristaps Porzingis and a little bit more consistency from him and a little bit more consistency from Tim Hardaway Jr. throughout the year, you're probably looking at the Mavericks being a top 3 seed in the West, possibly, for sure a top 4 seed. And you're looking at Luka Doncic probably being the leading candidate for MVP. Just didn't get enough help this year, and for some reason, he's getting hurt because Kristaps Porzingis didn't play super consistently. Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't play very well. And, of course, the Mavs made a mistake letting go of Seth Curry. Josh Richardson just hasn't fit in quite as well. But back to Russell Westbrook here in the Washington Wizards. Russ has been great tonight. No surprise there. He's been great as of late, especially with the Wizards trying to turn everything around here. He's been phenomenal. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying Russell Westbrook at this point at age 32, averaging 36 minutes a night, 22 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 11.5 assists. Both of those last 2 numbers, rebounds and assists, are career highs for him at age 32 season. Just putting on an absolutely wonderful performance throughout this year. He has 5 rebounds, 17 points, 10 assists tonight. We'll see if he's able to get those 5 more rebounds that he needs. Davis Bertans misses a layup here, and the Hawks are attacking the other direction. Trae Young with the ball in transition, pulls it out. Now we got some 5-on-5 set here in the half court for Atlanta. Rui Hachimura out on Trae Young here. Expect to pull up 3. Almost looked at it. Does not take the shot. John Collins now has Bertans on the block, and he hits as well. Russell Westbrook was in position to grab that rebound. Would have been number 6, but it is a nothing but net. Perfect swish there by John Collins. Welcome again, everyone, to the stream. Hopefully you are enjoying. Bertans here with a 3-pointer. Does not go. Russell Westbrook looking to Scott Brooks, trying to figure out what to do for this offense. Trae Young now on the attack the other way. Trae Young has the ball, passes over to Bogdanovich, goes and gets it back, though, with Hachimura out on him in space. We'll see if he does take the 3-pointer this time. John Collins has Russ on him down in the post. Settles for a jump shot. Does not go. Russell Westbrook grabs his 6th rebound of the game. Also hits ahead. Wonderful block by John Collins on a chase down. I was about to say 11th assist of the night for Russell Westbrook, but Hachimura gets stuffed, and Bogdanovich misses the corner 3, and Russell Westbrook grabs yet another rebound. That is now his 7th of the game. Quickly goes from 5 rebounds to 7 rebounds, just like that. 3 rebounds away from becoming the all-time leader in triple doubles. The game is live here on NBA TV. He passes out to Hachimura. Hachimura on the attack. Does not get it to go. Robin Lopez, rather, there to clean it up. It is 80-73, the Atlanta Hawks with a 7-point lead out in front of Washington. Been a very, very exciting game to watch so far. Robin Lopez has hit a couple shots off the block. Russell Westbrook been the key guy to watch, though. No Bradley Beal tonight. All eyes have been on the star point guard for the Washington Wizards. Of course, they traded for him from the Houston Rockets earlier this year in a trade with the Houston Rockets. John Collins, what a wonderful chase down block on Rui Hachimura here. Great energy and hustle on that play to get there, pin it up against the glass, stopping Russell Westbrook from getting his 11th assist of the game, but the damage has already been done. He's got that double-double. We'll see. 3 more rebounds to get that triple-double. 5.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. There's plenty of time. Trae Young here fouled out on the perimeter. They're going to call it on the ground here on a rip through. Ish Smith not happy with the call in general. He thinks that a lot of the contact was created by Trae Young. I would agree there, but that's just the way the game is called here at this point. That is how we're going to be going about it. Let me know in the comments right now who should win the MVP, guys, who you think should be the MVP of the league. I think right now it's probably going to be Nikola Jokic. I don't know if he should necessarily be it, but I think he will be the player who does walk away with the 2021 NBA MVP. Just based on the way the media votes, they tend to set themselves up in a situation where he feels very, very much like the league winner this year for MVP. Dangerous pass there on the inbounds, but Bogdanovic gets the shot off as well. And we got no Russell Westbrook on the floor right now for the Washington Wizards. He is out of the game at this point. So let's take a little bit more of a focus now, not on necessarily the Wizards here, but just on the league in general. Let me know if there's any teams you would like to talk about in the comment section. We can touch on them, talk a little bit about them. Los Angeles Lakers, nice win for Anthony Davis and the company last night. They need to get a little bit more of that production out of AD consistently. He's just been a little bit down this year. I think health's been a big part on why the Lakers need him to be big this playoffs, and if they do want to repeat. Another nice block from John Collins. He's really picked up his defensive presence this year as a shot blocker, and John Collins goes up for a poster. Robin Lopez. I thought we were going to see a little bit of a Jarrett Culver 2.0 there. Does get a foul on John Collins, though. Does not convert the poster. I thought we had Jarrett Culver 2.0 coming. Chandler Hutchison on the attack did get blocked the previous possession on a reverse layup. John Collins, wonderful defensive effort. Robin Lopez, lucky to get that foul there on John Collins. Didn't even see him coming at first. But yeah, Lakers, definitely Anthony Davis needs to play better. And of course, LeBron James needs to be healthy for them. Phoenix Suns, can we talk about them for just a second? What a magnificent year for Chris Paul and company there in Phoenix. Devin Booker going from never making the playoffs to possibly a 1 seed, more than likely a 2 seed out in the West. Incredible jump for Phoenix this year. Chris Paul been a key reason why that team has really clicked this season. I'm very, very happy to see them winning. I don't really like the Phoenix Suns a ton, but I think all in all, you have to be happy seeing an organization turn it around. And it really incentivizes teams to buy when they're making these types of moves. Seeing a successful team like Phoenix after buying an older player, I think it's good for the NBA. And I think it's really good for the market. Trae Young, what a beautiful move there. Gets it to go on the flip. Was double-teamed, pivoted out of a double team. Wonderful, wonderful move there by Trae Young. Right now, Ish Smith bringing it up across the floor. Takes a mid-range pull-up, and the Wizards have gone cold. It is 86-73 now. The Atlanta Hawks out in front with this. Trae Young putting on the moves, getting into the paint, looking around. Tosses one out to Bogdanovic. Does not handle it. Here he is, though. Finds John Collins, who's been hot all night and continues to be hot. A little jump hook right there at about 12 feet. Gets it to go. Atlanta up by 15. Here we have timeout by Scott Brooks and the Washington Wizards. Very good game so far. 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Russ needs 3 more rebounds tonight to get the all-time lead for triple-doubles. We'll see if he's able to get it done or not. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream all in all. Been very, very good. Russell Westbrook this year is averaging 22 points a game, 11.5 rebounds per game, 11.5 assists. He also has 35 triple-doubles on the season, 33 straight double-doubles. He's been balling all season long, been very good. Tonight he did record his 8,000th assist as well. Been a very, very great game. If you guys are new to Utility Sports, hit that subscribe button. Will mean a lot to have you guys watching our content moving forward into the future. Really love all the support you guys have shown us so far. New merchandise link is in the description there as well. And I want to know, will Russell Westbrook break the triple-double record tonight? You guys let me know in the comment section. It will be awesome to see what you guys think about that as we get to that point, as we draw a little bit closer. I think it's very, very possible that Russell Westbrook does indeed break the triple-double record. At this point, been a lot of fun to watch this Wizards team throughout the year. We'll see if they are going to end up being that or not. We'll see exactly what the Wizards have going on. Right now, we're at commercial break. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Washington Wizards. Will they make the playoffs this year? Right now, they're the 9 seed, 1 game back of Charlotte. This is a must-win game for them if they want to try and get that 8 seed and try and only have to play 1 game to make the playoffs. Of course, if they are the 9 or 10 seed, they have to win that initial game between the 9-10 seed and then, again, upset either the 7 or 8 seed, whoever loses that first game. They have to win 2 games to make it at that point, whereas if they do end up being the 8 seed, they only have to win 1 game. Wizards, though, struggled tonight. Russell Westbrook been really the only bright spot. Of course, that's what you expect with Bradley Beal out. This Wizards team is just not kitted out. Denny Abdia, obviously out as well. They just don't have a lot going on for them right now, so we'll see what they got going on. We got the game audio. Let me know if you guys can hear it at this point. That'd be awesome to hear from you guys. Let me know who your favorite teams are in the chat as well. Let me know who's watching so I can talk to you guys about your favorite teams. Clint Capella back in the game for Atlanta. He's been a big stalwart defensively for them, grabbing a ton of boards tonight as well. We'll see if Russ is back in the game yet. At this point, does not look like he is. No, he is not. Chandler Hutchison still in the game with Raul Neto, Robin Lopez down on the block, Davis Bertans. Lopez hits his little jump hook again over Clint Capella. That's been a staple all year long for him and the Washington Wizards, bringing a little bit of that low post scoring option for them. Danilo Gallinari on the floor now. Trae Young out on the perimeter. Gets it up over Bertans. Does not go. Chandler Hutchison secures the rebound. At this point, it is 88-75. The Atlanta Hawks have a 13-point lead over the Washington Wizards. Will Russell Westbrook get it done tonight? Will he get that triple-double? They're going back to Robin Lopez in the block. And it hits another jump hook over Clint Capella. I believe that's his 5th jump hook of the night he's gotten to go. Been very efficient tonight, shooting that shot, and all season long he's shooting about 68%. Russell Westbrook is up by the scorer's table as well, ready to check back in. DeAndre Hunter on the attack. Does not get it to go, and it goes off of DeAndre Hunter as well, they say. It is going to be Washington's ball, and Russell Westbrook is checking back into the basketball game here with the Wizards down by 11. He has 17, 11, and 7 tonight. 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Of course, he needs 3 more rebounds. Austin, welcome back to the stream. Russell Westbrook just 3 rebounds away from the record-breaking triple-double. The Wizards are down by 11 right now, going back to Robin Lopez on the block. He scored 3 straight times. And instead, they've got Ish Smith attacking off the perimeter and hits a mid-range pull-up, now a 9-point game. Austin, seems more and more like Russ is going to get there. You think still?
Yeah, I think so. How much time is left in the half again?
2 minutes left in the third quarter here, so he's got plenty of time to get 3 rebounds.
Okay. Yeah, he's got plenty of time, but I think it's going to – I think he's going to get 2 quick ones right before the third.
I hope so. We'll see if he has a little bit of that run like he did at the end of the second quarter where he just started racking up assists back to back to back. Russell Westbrook did just commit a foul on Trae Young shooting a 3-pointer. We'll see if he's able to grab a couple rebounds. 2 minutes left in the third quarter now at this point. And also a game that Washington wants to win here, a game back of Charlotte. Austin, how important is it for Washington to win this game?
They got to win the game, obviously. the Russell Westbrook thing is awesome, getting the all-time record, but they got to go out and win this game. It's really important for seeding. The Wizards just need to lock in here. Obviously, it's tough without Bradley Beal, but I think Russell Westbrook is going to go crazy in that fourth quarter.
Right. Outside of Russell Westbrook, the guy who's given them the second most this game has been Robin Lopez, surprisingly, out of that low block, hitting those little jump hooks that he likes to shoot. Russell Westbrook is going to have to carry the team down the stretch. We'll see if he goes the rest of the distance. 2 minutes left in the third. Got a quick, brief breath in the third quarter. We'll see if he goes the rest of the way. 14 minutes left in the game overall. Wouldn't surprise me if he does go the distance here, trying to win this game with Beal out. They need him to do everything for them down the stretch. Trae Young does hit all 3 free throws. It is now a 12-point game. Russ is bringing it across the half-court line. Austin, just looking at the NBA in general, you and I talked quite a bit about the 4-point line possibility. Talk about what Adam Silver's done as a commissioner, and just how do you feel about Adam Silver?
I don't know. I don't love Adam Silver. I don't think he's a very good commissioner. I think he is looking to completely change the game. Obviously, the 4-point line would add a really, really different element to the game. It's going to completely alter how it's played, because now the 3-ball will become the new 2-pointer almost. Not necessarily that extreme, but kind of to that notion. But I think that the 4-point line would ruin the game. Not completely ruin it, but I think it would put a huge strain on the new era of basketball.
I completely agree with you there. Looking at a lot of people who are, in favor of the 4-point line. I wonder what conversation was like in 1977, 1978 before the introduction of the 3-point line. I'm sure there was a lot of people that said this will be bad for the game. And in some ways, I do agree that the 3-point line hasn't been great for the game, especially the new revolution, where it's like, okay, we're going to take a ton of 3-point shots only and move towards this analytic form of basketball. I know a lot of people don't like that. Russell Westbrook here running in transition, and Chandler Hutchison is fouled by Gallinari in the open court. But like you said, I hope that that Adam Silver doesn't move to a 4-point line. I just think that would be bad for basketball. If anything, I want to see him incentivize post-up play, maybe change the 3-second violation to a 4-second violation, and try and make the game a little bit more lane-oriented again. And really
like that. Honestly, like with that idea, I think that could be pretty interesting. Having more, hopefully seeing guys out of the post and making center more prevalent. Obviously, as time progresses, we have more and more people that are 7 feet tall in the game.
Right. You're looking at some of these really talented players. Someone like, it's going to incentivize players to play a little bit more traditionally, like Shaquille O'Neal, and just dominate in the post. That can be a lot of fun to watch. People act like post play is not fun. I'm sure if Hakeem Olajuwon was in the NBA right now, he'd be the favorite player of a lot of different people around the world because of his footwork he had. I know Dirk Nowitzki is my favorite player of all time. And again, the footwork as a post-up player makes it wonderful to watch. And I think that if Adam Silver made a move in the NBA, I think a 4-second violation would be the best case scenario. Trae Young does not get the half quarter to go at the end of the third quarter here. Russell Westbrook coming into the fourth quarter, still with only 7 rebounds. Jimmy Reagan says, "What up? Welcome to the stream, Jimmy. Glad to have you in here." We are moments away possibly from Russell Westbrook setting history. At this point, he has 17 points, 11 assists, and also 7 rebounds. He's been phenomenal tonight. No surprise there with how he's been playing as of late. Very, very great season. Austin.
Yeah, something I want to prompt you with here quick, just because I'm seeing the jerseys in the background, and people in the stream too can kind of pitch into their thoughts on this. But what are some of the top jerseys that you're looking to get right now or looking forward to in the future? Because we obviously are jersey collectors. One of these days we will do a jersey reveal video of football, baseball, basketball, all of the major sports. So my prompt to you is, who are the NBA jerseys that you're currently looking for right now?
Yeah, that's a great question, Austin. I'm looking to get my hands on a few more Luka Doncic ones. I really want to get a Real Madrid Luka Doncic one, so not necessarily an NBA one, but of a current NBA player from when he played over in Spain. I would really love to see one of those in my collection. I do have, of course, a Slovenia one of him already, so I've already got my overseas collection going a little bit. I also think, in addition to that, I'm probably looking for maybe an Obi Toppin Knicks jersey. I don't know, though. I'm not as motivated by that, but he is my favorite college player of all time. Let me think about that a little bit longer. Austin, how about for you?
Right now, there's a couple that I kind of have in mind tentatively. I think one of them would be maybe an Anthony Edwards, the City ones. I kind of like the look of those this year, but I also kind of like the Wolves jerseys in general for me personally. So maybe an Anthony Edwards one could be in my bag, but I'm going to kind of look at some of the other teams and see if there's anybody that I'm kind of missing, because off the top of my head, it's hard to think of who would I necessarily want. Another one I think that you could look into is another James Harden jersey. I know you're a big James Harden fan. I think that would be something that's really cool to get. Also, one I could be looking at is another LaMelo Ball jersey. I think that would be absolutely awesome to own that Buzz City one of his. So that could be another option.
Yeah, a LaMelo Ball one would be a lot of fun. I do think you're right, too, about Harden. I probably need to get a traditional Brooklyn one just because James Harden's one of my favorite players of all time. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Daniel Luna, welcome to the stream. Let us know what jerseys you're hoping to get for the NBA soon. We might be doing a jersey giveaway on the channel here again soon, too. So make sure you're subscribed so you wouldn't miss out on that. If we do it, we'd love to get some ideas on what jersey to look at getting so you guys could have a shot at winning that here from the channel. And we are just moments away possibly from Russell Westbrook setting NBA history. Skies in, does not get the rebound. Robin Lopez gets another jump hook to go. I swear that's his 7th jump hook he got to go tonight. He's got 14 points, 7 of 12 from the field. Wizards are down by 17. It is 98-81, but Russell Westbrook in at the start of the fourth quarter needs 3 more rebounds to set NBA history. Austin, with 11 minutes to play, are you feeling confident he's going to get those 3 more boards?
I feel pretty confident still. I know that he has some work to do. Those 3 rebounds aren't going to come easy, but I think that he will still get it.
Yes, those rebounds, he has stalled a little bit there, but he has not stopped scoring. 19th point of the game. Also has 12 assists now after that most recent pass to Robin Lopez on the block. Austin, is the volume good as well for the game?
Yep, that's pretty good.
Okay, great. Crazy tonight that we have even someone. 10 years ago, I thought there's no way anyone's ever going to get 181 career triple doubles again. Oscar Robertson just was a freak of nature when he did that. But now at this point, and we see Russell Westbrook grab another rebound here. That is his 8th of the night.
There's 8.
We will see if he's able to grab 2 more, guys. We are very, very close to him possibly breaking the NBA record, setting history tonight. Has 19, 12, and 8 here. Of course, he'd like to do it in a win. Doesn't seem like that is going to happen here with Washington down by 17, but we've seen crazier things happen. A beautiful pass to the corner. Chandler Hutchison drills it, a 3-pointer there as Russ picks up his 13th dime of the night. And now it's a 14-point game here in Washington, so I guess maybe a little premature for me to be ruling out a win. Lou Williams doesn't get the floater to go. And a steal by Washington. They're pushing it back the other way. The most dribbling I've seen Davis Bertans do his entire career. And Lou Williams fouls Robin Lopez. Austin. Okay, so 14-point differential here with 10 minutes to play. Russell Westbrook needs 2 more rebounds, guys, to get to his 182nd triple-double. Also recorded his 8,000th assist tonight. Throw in some jerseys in the chat of players you would want to get a jersey of in the NBA. We could look at those. You could even throw in some college football players or NFL players as well if you want. Maybe even an MLB one if you'd like to. Robin Lopez again. This time another pass from Russell Westbrook. Very impressive there nonetheless that Russell Westbrook gets another assist, his 14th of the night. And Russell Westbrook grabs 1 more rebound. He now has 14 assists and 9 rebounds and scores in transition as well. Big sequence of events there for Russell Westbrook. Gets an assist, a rebound, and 2 points all in a row there. 21-9 and 14-19. He needs 1 rebound to become the all-time leader in triple-doubles. Make sure you guys stay tuned so you don't miss out on that. It will be absolutely magnificent when that does ultimately happen. We'll see if he can be the all-time leader in triple doubles at the end of the day. We will get to see. I'm getting my camera set up and ready for this. Here in Daniel Luna says, who do you think is the GOAT, LeBron and Michael, and who do you think is going to win the NBA championship? Let's start with that GOAT question, Austin. I feel very strongly on this one. I think Michael Jordan's a very, very good player, second best player of all time. No cap about that. But LeBron James is the greatest to ever play, and I've got good reasoning on why. But let's focus first on the NBA championship, Austin. Who's going to win it this year?
The NBA championship will be won by the Brooklyn Nets. I think that having three guys that can absolutely dominate the ball. However, they can work together. I think James Harden was that final piece that they needed. Obviously, a superstar, but he's the reason that this team is going to win it. I think he's going to be phenomenal in the playoffs. And obviously, having a guy like Kevin Durant is very, very, very tough to beat. Kyrie Irving as well. But the NBA championship will be won by the Nets. I think out of the West, there are some really tough teams that will present them with a challenge. However, I do see it being the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, I think the Brooklyn Nets have to be considered the favorite, especially as long as James Harden and one of the other two stars is playing. I think that they have to be considered that favorite. Now, if Harden does miss some time in the postseason, I think they are going to be beatable, but we'll see exactly how everything plays out. I also think that for the West, you have to look at the two Los Angeles teams. The Clippers and the Lakers, I think, are the two favorites out in the West. I think either of them could come out realistically this year. Lakers, really, really good team. And back to the GOAT debate here for me. The reason LeBron James is the better player than Michael Jordan is much better shooter, much better passer, and a more physical specimen, a better athlete all in all, someone who jumps just as high as Michael Jordan, but has about 25 pounds of muscle over Michael Jordan at least, is 2 inches taller than Michael Jordan, and I think just has a better feel for the game all in all with the ball in his hands out on the perimeter. Michael Jordan is a very good passer, Jay is. He's an underrated passer, but he struggled a little bit as a passer in terms of letting the game come to him and having that feel for, okay, now I can go score it, now I should pass the ball, and finding a balance. Many people like to talk about his ability to play the point guard position when he was asked to, and he did do very well. He averaged over 10 assists a game. And Russell Westbrook,
that's his 9th rebound.
They're saying it's his 9th, but I thought that was his 10th rebound.
Lasted over 47 years.
It's amazing.
And I think they may be confused on the floor. They're clapping for the Wizards bench.
See, the fans are clapping here, but the announcers, I think, are confused. I think that's his 10th rebound. I don't know. I'm not sure. The Wizards are within 10 now, though. It is 90-100. We will keep the stream going. It seems like he has 9, but we'll see. Davis Bertans here, a 3. Oh, my gosh, and Bertans hits it. It's a 7-point game.
They could still win this.
The Wizards are coming back. 5th straight game with 15-plus assists now for Russell Westbrook. Loser loves the Wizards. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are enjoying it. Wizards, what an incredible game so far. Russell Westbrook playing his butt off here, honestly. His 21 points, 15 assists, and 9 rebounds officially, according to the broadcast here. We'll be keeping you up to date on everything you need to know here. Let's also see if I can have this set up in a way where we'll get to see Russell Westbrook's final rebound that he needs. He needs one more, Austin. We've got multiple people in here. Let's get some Russell Westbrook hype. And Russell Westbrook has grabbed his 10th rebound of the game. There it is officially. Takes a pull-up 3, does not get it to go, but he did just set history with his 10th rebound of the game, and now has set the all-time record in triple-doubles as we see another three-pointer from Washington. It is a 4-point game here now, 17-2 run right after I questioned if they would be able to pull this game out. Washington within 4. Russell Westbrook, the all-time leader in triple-doubles officially, has passed the big O, Oscar Robertson. What an incredible game here. Solomon Hill heading to the free throw line. Nothing to kill a vibe like Solomon Hill getting to the stripe here. But wow, history has been set. Russell Westbrook is the all-time leader in triple-doubles. Austin, your thoughts?
That's absolutely incredible. I like you said, that mark almost seemed insurmountable by Oscar Robertson, but Russell Westbrook has already gotten there. And I think he's going to have a sizable lead when his career is over. I think he's got a couple more years where he is going to be able to add to that total consistently. So once a couple years down the line, we're going to be able to say, is there anyone that's going to catch Russell Westbrook?
Right.
So I think that's what we're kind of looking at now.
Crazy thing here. I never thought anyone would get to that 182 number. Russell Westbrook has done it. Another pass here to Robin Lopez, who gets it to go 3-point game here now in Atlanta. Robin Lopez having a phenomenal game, all set up here by Russell Westbrook. Close game. Trae Young attacking the rim here. Robin Lopez with a chase down block. Okay, this is the game for Robin Lopez of his life. 19-3 run here in Washington. Ish Smith attacks, and Ish Smith puts it in. 1-point game. The Wizards are drawing this one out a little bit. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to play. And, guys, let's get some hype in the chat here for Russell Westbrook, the all-time leader in triple-doubles now. Comment your favorite Russell Westbrook memory. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, even if it's just his funny interview moment that he had a few years back in Oklahoma City. Anything like that. He commits a foul here on Trae Young to stop a drive. Atlanta only up by 1. Austin, what's your favorite Russell Westbrook moment?
Oh, man. There's I kind of like where it was one of the interviews where he made the meme face that ended up being like just all over the internet for an entire year. Not necessarily basketball related, but just really, really funny. I'm gonna pull it up here quick.
I know exactly which one you're talking about, too. That's an awesome one. And Russ is now going to be heading to the free throw line, it looks like. Guys, history-setting night for Russell Westbrook. All-time leader in triple-doubles. Absolutely phenomenal performance again by him tonight. Absolutely phenomenal season this year for Russell Westbrook, recording his 36th triple-double of the year, 182nd of his career. And like you said just a few minutes ago, Austin, Russell Westbrook's going to be the name to chase. Here is that meme. Yes, a wonderful meme there. Love that. And honestly, Austin, now I want to know, at age 32, he's probably got a few more years in the tank. Do you think 200's going to happen?
Oh, 200 is very – oh, actually, no. So he's at 182. He's going to get there.
Right.
There's no doubt. He's going to get there. But let's set the bar to 250. Is that at all possible?
250. Now, that is insane. The crazy thing is, so in 2016, 2017, he had 42. This year, he's got 36. 2 years ago, he had 34. Last year with Houston, didn't quite have as many. He would need to get to 2050 or to get to 250. He would need about 30 per year for the next 3 years. You need about 25 at least per year for the next 3 years. I'm going to say yes. I think he gets to 250.
Wow.
Which is
very, very lofty. I don't think he's going to hit that mark, but hopefully we're making a video to see him get to 250 at one point.
That would be insane. My guess is he's probably going to need – he'll probably get about 30 again next year is my guess, and then probably start to cool down to maybe about 20 to 15 a year. Ish Smith with a block on Trae Young. The Wizards down by 4 here. Need to secure a defensive rebound here, though. Ish Smith commits a foul out on Bogdanovich. That will send him to the stripe. I believe they're in the bonus. 250. I think that is kind of that tough number where it's hard to project. I think he gets there. My guess, he ends his career with 253 triple-doubles. That's my prediction as of right now. 253 career triple-doubles is my guess. Austin, what's your number?
I think he's going to end with 225.
Okay, so quite a bit lower, 28 triple-double difference there. 253 is very lofty, but coming into this year, I didn't think he was going to get 36 either, so maybe he just changed my mind a little bit. And, of course, this isn't a shortened season. This year he's getting a triple-double every other game.
Oh, that's absolutely insane.
So, and he's only played, I believe, like 59 games this year, so it's really about 2 in every 3 games or so. which is really, really nuts. But, of course, that's an insane streak to keep up. I don't expect him to keep that up going long-term into the future. He's at 182 now. He would need 68 more to get to 250. Ooh, it's kind of tough to I don't know. I'm gonna stick with my number 253. But we'll see. We'll have to visit that in the future. Clint Capella dunks all over Daniel Gafford here. And we have a timeout by Washington. 8-point game again here as the distance has closed out. Guys, we're gonna conclude the stream here. Absolutely wonderful performance by Russell Westbrook. We got to see him set history recording his 36th triple-double of the year, but most importantly, 182nd career triple-double. Absolutely phenomenal by Russell Westbrook, the triple-double king himself. We have seen history here on the live stream. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the live stream. It was a lot of fun to record. Thanks, Austin, for joining, and we'll catch you in the next Utility Sports video.